Hey guys, today I'm going to be giving you a flip through of a free phonics curriculum that I have really enjoyed. So this is Alpha-Phonics. You might have seen this before. You can purchase this on Amazon in a physical copy, but I also have a link for you to download it for free. So if you'd like to peek inside of it and check out all the links and things that I am going to provide, then stick around. So, hey, my name's Adrian. I'm a homeschool mom of 3, and I love to talk about all things homeschool, family life, motherhood, all the things. So if you love flip-throughs and talking about vintage curriculum, free curriculum, anything homeschool, go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss out on all the fun videos that I have to offer. So like I said, I'm going to flip through Alpha-Phonics. I will turn the camera around here in a minute and just give you a peek inside. I know that you can hear, hey, free phonics curriculum, and that sounds great, but I like to see inside of it and also see how people like to use certain curriculums. So we're going to chat about that a bit. And if you'd like to see more videos, I have a couple of videos about Alpha-Phonics on my channel as well. I will link them down below for you. All right, before I turn this around, I just want to encourage you that homeschool can be expensive. Homeschool can be as cheap or as expensive as you want it to be, but there are options to teach reading, writing, math, all the things for free if you look for it. So I hope to be an encouragement that you can do it affordably within your budget, and here are some resources that hopefully will help you. Let me turn this around. Okay, so here is Blumenfeld's Alpha-Phonics, a primer for beginning readers. This is an intensive phonics program for teaching reading. So typically this is from about kindergarten to 3rd grade, depending on how fast or slow your child works on it or when they're ready to begin. But I have loved this. They should know their alphabet and their sounds before they start this. But it's got some review of your alphabet here, capital letters. This is pre-reading alphabet exercises. If you want to do those, we typically don't do those. So I have put all of our lessons into page protectors. You don't have to do that, but I like having it this way because I am able to just pull out each lesson, and then I can use dry erase marker on these pages so I can circle things or underline things. I can write out extra things on there if I want. My child can also write on this page if they want to, and I can erase it and save it for the next child. So that's just one way that I like to use this. But I love that it starts off very simple. You're just practicing each sound and then working on blending it. And again, you can use this as fast or as slow as you need to. You can spend a day on this. You can spend a week on this. You can practice writing these words, reading these words. You could also break out some letters, some magnetic letters or letter tiles. I have also made these. These are just clothespins that have letters written on them, and you can use something like that instead of spending money on something like this. But there are multiple ways to use this. So it just goes very slow and gentle here. It's got words that are tricky, more sight words that are in boxes here. I like to keep a list of these to continually go back and work on those. And then when you've mastered a few sounds and words, you're going to have some sentences to read. I find that my child does very well if I take this and write each sentence one at a time on a whiteboard. So that would be a helpful thing to have, a piece of paper, a whiteboard, chalkboard, what have you. Same thing for lessons like this. Sometimes we will write it word by word onto a whiteboard, or I will cover up this page and we'll mark off each word that we read. And then we can also build it with letters. We can pick a few to write. So you can see it just kind of has the same rhythm. You've learned lots of sounds. Now you're going to practice it with all the different consonants. And here you can see where I've forgotten to erase things. These are probably words that we wrote. Same rhythm. For a long time in here, you stick with the short vowel sounds, which I really appreciate. They get to really master the short vowel sounds before adding in all the different sounds and the long vowel sounds. Again, here's some more reading. So instead of having readers that go with it, it will have things to read throughout the lessons. I also appreciate that this doesn't have pictures, as that really distracts some of my kiddos. So we're gonna jump here. So here was some words that my kid was struggling with, so we wrote those out and practiced those. Again, we just marked off as we went. This lesson probably took us several days. And again, I can just erase this and it will be ready for the next child. Skip some more here. So we're still on short vowel sounds and we're 70 lessons in, so they get lots of practice with them. Lots of reading practice. It is suggested in the teacher's guide, which is in the back of this book, that there is some kind of writing for each lesson that really helps them to solidify what they're learning. So here we're 100 lessons in, 115. Oops, too far. So here you can see there's the long U sound. And this is pretty close to the end here. So there's 128 lessons. By the end of this, they should be very well able to sound out any words that they have not come across yet. Now, with this, it also has the order of lessons here, so I'll let you look at that. I find that this is very thorough, very simple. There's not a lot of moving parts and pieces, which I really appreciate. Now, this is really funny. I tried to find a sheet like this. This is English Alphabetic System Common Spelling Forms. I tried to find something like this and could not find it on Teachers Pay Teachers or Pinterest or just Google or whatever. Come to find out, it's been in the back of my phonics book this entire time. This is just helpful if you are not very strong in phonics or you don't remember all the rules. This is a good way to just kind of glance over and get a quick reminder, but it is 2 pages. Now, it also, I don't know if it's in this, the link I have for Alpha-Phonics or if it's a separate one. If it's separate, I will also link this. But there's also the cursive alphabet here. It talks about teaching cursive here. And so I do like to have that as well. So I printed it really goofy where you're supposed to like flip it this way instead of like book form. So that's kind of annoying, but it's talking about teaching cursive. It's got samples here on how to teach the lessons. Again, upside down every other lesson. The different strokes. But this is a free way to teach cursive. And then there's also a link for the Alpha-Phonics cursive phonogram cards. And that goes with what you were just looking at. So you would have this card. It tells you at the bottom how to form this letter, and then you would just practice this and follow the lessons in that cursive guide. And so you'll learn the letters, and then you will get to putting letters and sounds together further in here. But this also goes in systematic order where it is also phonics based. And these are free as well. I just printed these on cardstock and cut them out. And then in the back here, you have the instruction manual. So while it is simple, there is still directions for you to teach. It's got a nice introduction that you can read through, talking about teaching it systematically, teaching the alphabet and the letter sounds. This has just a lot of information for you as the parent and the teacher to understand why teach it this way and how to do so. And then it goes for each lesson. So it'll tell you lesson 1 through 14, teach all of the consonants with just one vowel, the short A. And then as you get in, it will give you suggestions of how to teach it. So lesson 1, short A, and then the consonants. Have your learner turn to lesson 1 of the workbook. Start by telling the learner that you are going to teach the sound the letter stands for. And so it tells you an example of how you can say that and how the lesson should go. It's not all so in depth, but it gives you a good example for the first few lessons. And then as you get further in, you get a little more used to it. And so it has a little less instructions for the coming lessons. So see, this is the instructions for lesson 23. Not overwhelming, very simple, very thorough. So like I said, I have loved using this curriculum. I love how simple it is. Maybe that's not your cup of tea. Maybe you want something that is more colorful or hands-on or has more workbook pages. Whatever is your style is fine, but I just wanted to give you a look into this curriculum and show you that you can teach phonics, you can teach reading for free. I have talked about this before, but I've never really given a look inside. The author of this curriculum, Samuel Blumenfeld, also has a book that I highly recommend. I love this book. It's very deep and intense, but it also talks a lot about teaching your child to read. It is called Crimes of the Educator by Samuel Blumenfeld, and it is wonderful. I highly suggest that any homeschool parent reads this book. So I'll link that down below as well. Another great resource to just educate yourself about teaching your child to read and the different aspects of education is Don Potter. And I will link some of his resources down below. There are several articles written by Blumenfeld and Potter and different websites that I will link down below for you to check out for yourself. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up, as that really helps me. If you have any questions, please don't ever hesitate to leave them in the comments or send me an email. Follow me on social media if you would like. You can send messages there as well. And like I said, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Bye.